Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Pop Culture Philosophers. I'm Rockin' Robbie Billups, and it's time for the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. That's right, everybody. Thanks for checking out the video. I am Rockin' Robbie Billups. This is the weekly Pop Culture Wrap-Up. It's the show where I go over the week's pop culture news, mostly comic books and movies. Let's get right into it. Scott Snyder has signed a deal with Amazon, who owns Comixology, to produce 8 Comixology original digital-first comic books with amazing talent behind them. Each one has got a different vibe, almost in a different genre, or twisting a different genre into another, and they all sound rather exciting. This is going to start releasing in October. Dark Horse has a deal with Comixology where later on they will release these in print, but for now they will start in October and it will only be at Comixology, and I'm really excited about these titles. Let's talk about them. First up, we have Demons with artwork by Greg Capullo, reuniting Scott and Greg together yet again. This is described as, the conflict between good and evil is about to come to a head when a teenage hero embarks on a journey that unveils a secret society, monsters, and mayhem. Then we have Night of the Ghoul, which is going to have artwork from Francisco Francavilla, a dazzling work of horror, intercutting between the present-day narrative and the story of a lost horror film. Dudley Datson and the Forever Machine is going to have artwork by Jamal Igle, a rollicking adventure story about a boy, his dog, and a machine that controls time and space. What could go wrong? Duck and Cover is going to have artwork by Rafael Albuquerque, a manga-influenced teen adventure set in a strange post-apocalyptic America of 1955. Clear will have artwork by Francis Manapul, a sci-fi mystery thrill ride into a strange dystopian future where a neurological internet connection is transforming reality. Canary, with artwork by Dan Panosian. It's 1891 and a mine collapses into itself. Find out what the dark substance found 666 feet underground is in this horror western. The Book of Evil with illustrations by Jock, a prose story about 4 young friends growing up in a strange near future where over 90% of the population are born as psychopaths. And then we have Barnstormers with art by Tula Lute, a high-flying adventure romance set just after the First World War. What really gets me pumped for this is just that there's so many different genres that Scott Snyder and these creators are going to be working in. You got science fiction, you've got horror, you've got westerns, and you got amalgamations of each and every single one of those. And every single one of these talents on the artistic side is just blowing me away. Some of them, of course, frequent collaborators with Scott Snyder, some of them not so much. But I'm really excited to see what's going to happen here. I think this could be good for Scott Snyder creatively, and I think we're going to get some really solid comics out of it. Jock has got a new one from DC Black Label debuting in December. It's called Batman One Dark Night. This is going to be a 3-issue prestige series or something like that. It's written and illustrated by Jock. I'm not familiar with Jock as a writer, but I love Jock's moody and atmospheric take on Batman in Gotham City. This story basically involves a Batman who's stranded on the other side of Gotham during a heat wave with a criminal on tow, and he's got to walk across Gotham and get to his target, right? It feels a little bit like, it's like The Coffin, or is it The Corpse? It's The Corpse, right? The Hellboy story? Yes, The Corpse. It's kind of a little bit like that is what I envision when I see it, but Batman and some rogue, that he has to carry this rogue across Gotham in the middle of this heat wave-ridden crime wave or something. I don't know. Seems really cool. Jock's on board, so I'll be on board. Ghostbusters Afterlife. I watched the trailer. I'm going to be honest. First time I watched this trailer this week, I wasn't really digging it. I was like, I don't know if I'm down for the idea of Ghostbusters being about kids. And that's what I get out of this trailer. It has very Steven Spielberg type feel. It definitely, Ghostbusters wasn't necessarily made for kids, I think, when the movie first came out, but I was a kid and I loved it. And then, of course, there was the cartoon, and then there was the toy line and the sequel and all that kind of stuff. But, I mean, I'm still pumped. We know that we got Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, and Ernie Hudson returning, at least for some brief cameos or something. But it seems to me like they're setting up a new kid team of Ghostbusters. I don't know if that really is necessarily what I want, but kids loved Ghostbusters in the 80s, so maybe it's something that will resonate with them as well today. I don't know. But the second time I watched the trailer, I did feel kind of into the idea of the family-friendly Spielberg kind of vibe. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm excited. I think it will be better than the last one. Hawkeye, we now know, is going to be releasing on Disney Plus November 24th, which will, of course, introduce Kate Bishop to the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Kate Bishop's one of my favorite characters of recent years out of Marvel. Pay attention to that Kelly Thompson, Leonardo Romero, Jordi Belair series from a few years ago. That book was amazing. If you've never read it, I highly encourage you to check it out. If you want to know what books you need to read to probably get ready for this series, I would recommend that, of course. Young Avengers a little bit, but especially Matt Fraction's Hawkeye run. That's probably where they're going to pull a lot of this. But I'm excited. November 24th, so it looks like it's going to be Wednesdays. So that's awesome. Do you know they're doing a Water World series? That's right, a Water World television series set 20 years after the events of the original film. Now, I don't have a good opinion of Waterworld. I know people, friends of mine, that love the movie. I haven't seen it since it first came out, and I was young and dumb, and of course, everybody was just goofing on this movie when it first came out. It was like the biggest budgeted movie at the time. It had this weird concept. It had Kevin Costner in it. So maybe I should revisit it, but it's interesting news that they're planning on doing a sequel series to Waterworld set 20 years later in the world of Waterworld. But, I mean, come on. You got to get Costner involved in some form or fashion, right? Sweet Tooth got renewed for a second season. I never watched Sweet Tooth because I've never read Sweet Tooth. I have book one. I've had it in my possession for a long time now, and I just haven't gotten around to read it. I guess I'm a little bit of a backlog bro myself. Anyway, season 2 is coming, so those that like that show, and there are a lot of you, be happy. So that's what we got this week. What's coming up here at PCP? Well, first of all, jump on over to Dylan's Horror Show tonight at 6 p.m. Central Time, Saturday night, for a review on Creep Show, the original George A. Romero, Stephen King classic Creep Show. I'm super excited to get into that. That's Dylan's Horror Show, 6 p.m. Central Time tonight, Saturday night, Sunday night, 7 p.m. Central Time, here on Pop Culture Philosophers, Rockin' Robbie Live. I promise a 4-hour show, and I'm going to deliver it, and I'm excited. We got lots to talk about, lots to just have fun with, right? So that's what we're going to do. Monday night, special edition of PCP Movie Night. We're going to be joined by Bullseye Bob from Everything Comics to be talking about Shogun Assassin. He says it's one of the best movies out there. He sent it to me, so I'm going to watch it, and we're going to chat about it. That's Monday night. And, of course, weekly comic book review and all that stuff going through. Anyway, thank you so much for checking out the video. Please do like, share, and subscribe. Drop a comment below. What do you want to talk about? Let's get the conversation going and moving it ready into Sunday night for Rockin' Robbie Live. I've been Rockin' Robbie Billups. Thanks for rocking with us. Keep on living, keep on digging, and keep on station.